Hello, everybody. All right, so today we're going to begin our study of Chapter 5 in our third grade textbook. Our first lesson is Lesson 5.1, Describe Patterns. And our essential question is, what are some ways you can describe a pattern in a table? Okay, so we're on page 189. Let's look at the unlock the problem. The outdoor club is planning a camping trip. Each camper will need a flashlight. One flashlight uses 4 batteries. How many batteries are needed for 8 flashlights? So one flashlight uses 4 batteries. How many are needed for 8 flashlights? Well, we can use a table to figure this out. So we can have flashlights at the top. For one flashlight, it takes 4 batteries. For 2 flashlights, it takes 8 batteries. For 3 flashlights, it takes 12 batteries. 4 flashlights, 16 batteries, and so on. Okay. So one way to solve this problem is to describe a pattern across the rows. Okay, so the question was how many flat batteries are needed? Well, let's look. It says it goes from 4 to 8. Well, that's an increase of 4, right? From 8 to 12, that's also an increase of 4. 12 to 16, that's an increase of 4. And that makes sense because it says every flashlight uses 4 batteries. So for every flashlight, we're going to add 4 batteries. So then use the pattern to figure out the missing number for 8 flashlights. We're going to add 4 to 28. Okay, 28 was our last one. After 7 flashlights, you have 28 batteries. So how many are needed for 8? We're going to count by 4. 28 plus 4 is 32. So 32 batteries are needed for 8 flashlights. So that's one way. We can describe the pattern by rows. The other pattern we can do is by comparing columns in the table. So 1 to 4. Did they add 4 or multiply 4? Well, the way to figure that out is look at the next one. So, I'm sorry, did they add 3 or multiply by 4? Well, if it's a pattern, I would have to add 3 to 2 as well if that's the pattern. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, so that's not true. So 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4, 4, 8, 12, yes. Okay, so they're not multiplying the number of flashlights by 4. Okay, so you can multiply the number of flashlights by 4 to find the number of batteries that are needed. Use the pattern to find how many batteries are needed for 8 flashlights. Well, if 7 times 4 is 28, 8 times 4 is one more set of 4s than 7 times 4. So 8 times 4 is 32. All right, go to page 190. Okay, describe a pattern, then complete the table. The campers need 5 packs of batteries. If there are 8 batteries in each pack, how many batteries will be in 5 packs? So we can, again, we see the 2 methods. We can use addition by going across, in this case, down columns, okay? Or we can use multiplication going across the rows. Okay, so add how many batteries for each pack? It says there are 8 batteries in each pack. All right, so we're going to be adding 8 batteries for each pack. 1 pack has 8 batteries. 2 packs has 16 batteries. 3 packs, 16 plus 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. Regroup that as 110 and 4 ones. 1 plus 110 is 2 tens, so 24. 24 plus 8 is 32. 32 plus 8, we can do that in our head. 8 plus 2 is 10. Regroup that as 110, it's 40. So there will be 40 batteries in 5 packs. Or we can multiply. For 1 pack, it's going to increase by 8. So the number of batteries is 8 times as many as the packs. So 2 packs of batteries, 16. 3 times 8, 24. 4 times 8, 32. 5 times 8, 40. So we can multiply the number of packs by 8. All right. How can you describe a pattern to find the cost of 4 packs of batteries? Okay, so we can add. How much are they adding? 3, 6, 9. We're adding 3. Or multiply the packs by 3. The number of packs by 3. 1 times 3, 3. 2 times 3, 6. 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 3 will be $12. All right, so number 2, describe a pattern in the table, then complete the table. So if we go down the column, do we notice a pattern? 4, 6, 8, 10. It's increasing by 2, right? So we're going to add 2 lanterns to the previous one. Or we could have gone 2 times what is 4? 2. 2 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12. And 7 times 2 is 14. So there's 2 patterns. We can multiply the number of tents by 2, or we can add 2 to the previous number of lanterns. All right. Number 3, we have 1 adult, 6 campers, 2 adults, 12 campers, 3 adults, 18 campers. So what is happening? We're adding 6, right? So 18 plus 6, 24. 24 plus 6, 30. Okay, let's show that. 18 plus 6, 8 and 6 is 14. Regroup that as 110 and 4 ones. 110 plus 110 is 24. 24 plus 6, 6 plus 4 is 10. Regroup that as 110 and 0 ones. 2 tens plus 110, 30. So we can say add 6 to the previous number of campers, or multiply number of adults by 6. All right, number 4. Describe a pattern in the table, then complete the table. So I noticed that the hours are increasing by 1, and the miles height go from 2, 4, 6, so they're counting by 2s. So 8, 10. So add 2 to the previous number of miles hiked, or multiply number of hours by 2. All right, how about the one about cabins? I see that the cabins are increasing by 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the number of campers is going from 27 to 36, 36 to 45. Hmm. 45 take away 36. 9. 27 plus 9? Yeah, 27 plus 9 is 36. 36 plus 9 is 45. 45 plus 9, 54. 54 plus 9, 63. So what can we say? We can say add 9 to the previous number of campers, or what do they multiply? They multiply the cabins by 9. Number 6. So 5, 10, something, 20. Well, to go from 5 to 10, that's adding 5. If I add 5 to 10, that would be 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. So they're adding 5 to the previous number of beds. 20 plus 5, 25. 25 plus 5, 30. What's the multiplication problem? 1 times 5, 2 times 5, 3 times 5? Yes, so multiply by 5. So multiply cabins by 5. Or add 5 to the previous number of beds. 7. 2 adults, 12 students. 3 adults, 18 students. It looks like they're counting by 6. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 6 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. 30 plus 6 is 36. 36 plus 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Regroup that as 1 10 and 2 ones. 3 tens plus 1 10, 42. Okay, so we're going to add 6 to the previous number of students, or multiply the number of adults by 6. 7 times 6 is 42. 6 times 6 is 36. Number 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the canoes are increasing by 1, and the campers, 12 to 15. That's an increase of 3. 15 to 18, that's an increase of 3. So let's add 3 to the previous number of campers. 18 plus 3, 21. 21 plus 3, 24. So add 3 to the previous number of campers, or multiply the number of canoes by 3. 8 times 3 is 24. 7 times 3 is 21. 6 times 3 is 18, and so on. All right, number 9. Again, we have canoes. The canoes are increasing by 1 again. This time there's how many paddles? In 2 canoes, I have 4 paddles. In 3 canoes, I have 6 paddles. In 4 canoes, I have 8 paddles. That looks like they're multiplying by 2, right? And let's see if that makes sense. 4, 6, 8. Well, they're adding by 2, so yes. So 5 times 2 is 10, or 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12, or 6 times 2 is 12. So add 2 to the previous number of paddles. or multiply the number of canoes by 2. All right, number 10. Students made a craft project at camp. They used 2 small pine cone patterns and 1 large pine cone pattern. Complete the table to find how many patterns were used for the different number of projects. All right, so 2 small pine cone patterns, 1 large pine cone. We need to complete the table to find how many patterns were used for the different number of projects. So let's start with the projects. What's happening with the projects? 1, 2, 3. It's just counting by 1, right? So let's finish that. 4 projects, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So we have 10 projects. And every project is going to have 2 small pine cone patterns. So if I have one project and it uses 2 small patterns, how much would be added for the second one? 2 more. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So either add 2 to the previous number of the small patterns or multiply the number of projects by 2, because each project has to have 2 small pine cone patterns. Every project has to have 1 large pine cone. Well, in one project, I'd have 1 large pattern. In 2 projects, I'd have 2 large patterns, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on, right? Okay. So again, that's what that would look like. So the number of projects times 2 for the small patterns, the number of projects times 1 for the large patterns. All right, let's go to page 192. All right, use the picture. All right, and so remember on this, we want to make sure we understand the table. And so in this table, we're talking about the cost of fishing supplies. Okay, and the corks, they gave me 2 fish symbols. Well, what do the fish symbols mean? Does that mean they're $1 each? Well, let's look down here. Every fish is $2. Okay, so the corks cost $4, right? Because there's 2 fish symbols. 2 plus 2 is 4, or 2 times 2 is 4. The fishing poles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fish symbols. If every fish symbol is $2, that's 5 times 2, which is 10. And the worms, 1, 2, 3, and then there's a half a fish. How much would a half a fish in this table be? Well, if a full fish is $2, half of 2 is 1. All right, so 2, 4, 6, $7. Okay, so we know what the cost of everything is by reading the picture graph. Jenna bought 3 fishing poles. How much money did she spend? Okay, so she bought 3 fishing poles. How much did she spend in all? So 3 times 10. Okay, so that's the multiplication problem. I could have done number of fishing poles cost, total cost of the fishing poles. So if I bought 1 fishing pole, it would be $10. If I bought 2 fishing poles, it would be $20. If I bought 3 fishing poles, it would be $30. So all we're doing is adding 10 to each number of fishing poles. So $30. Noah bought 1 fishing pole, 2 corks, and a carton of worms. What was the total cost? Okay, one fishing pole, $10. Two corks would be $8. 2 times 4, 1 times 10. Okay, he's buying 2 corks. Each cork costs $4. And a carton of worms. 1 carton of worms is $7. Okay, so then we would just add those up, right? 8 and 7 is 15. And 15 and 10 is 25. $25. Ryan bought 8 corks. Explain how you can use the commutative property to find the cost. All right, 8 corks. 8 corks times $4 each. Well, the commutative property would be changing the order, right? So 4 sets of 8 or 8 sets of 4? Which one would be easier? Well, what they're basically saying here is it easier to do your 8 times tables or your 4 times tables? Probably 4. Okay. Four sets of 8 could be easier than multiplying 8 sets of 4. All right, number 14. The cost to rent a raft is $7. By the way, 8 times 4 is 32. Okay. The cost to rent a raft is $7 per person. A raft can hold up to 6 people. There's a $3 launch fee per raft. What is the total cost for a group of 6? All right, so $7 per person. The raft can hold 6 people, plus a $3 launch fee per raft. What would it cost for a group of 6? Well, a group of 6, that would be just one raft, right? So it would be 6 times 7, because each person has to pay $7. The raft can hold 6 people, so I only need one of those. And then I have to add $3 for the raft. Okay, so 6 times 7. I know 7 times 3 is 21. So 7 times 6 plus 7 times 3 plus 7 times 3 is 21 plus 21, 42. 42 plus 3 is $45. So multiply the group of 6 by $7. $7 each. Then add $3 for launch fee. Taylor bought 4 boxes of granola bars, number 15. There are 6 bars in each box. How many granola bars did Taylor buy? 4 boxes of granola bars, 6 bars in each box. How many granola bars did she buy? So boxes and bars. So granola bars and boxes. So if I bought 1 box, I'd have 6 bars. If I bought 2 boxes, add 6 to the previous 6, I get 12. 3 boxes, 12 plus 6 is 18. 4 boxes, 18 plus 6 is 24. And 16. Complete the table. Amir said a rule for the pattern shown in the table is multiply by 4. Is he correct? Explain how you know your answer is reasonable. Well, is 2 times 4 8? Yes. Is 3 times 4 12? Yes. 4 times 4 is 16. What times 4 is 20? 5, which makes sense to fit in between there. And 6 times 4 is 24. All right, so 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 4 is 20, and 6 times 4 is 24. So that's one way I know that my answer is reasonable. And another way is because if I add 4 to the previous number of peaches, the numbers in the table match that pattern. All right, so that's it for lesson 5.1. In our next lesson, we'll be working on finding unknown numbers. So until then, may the numbers always be in your favor.